Hello and welcome to Breaking Bread with Rivaj Maharaj, where nothing is off the table. For today's episode, I wanted to talk about the recent coordinated attacks by the BLA in Balochistan, Pakistan. So without further ado, let's get into it. On Saturday, the 31st of January 2026, the BLA mounted coordinated attacks in no less than 11 Pakistani cities, which are all in the southwestern province of Balochistan.
That Baloch separatists have launched coordinated attacks across Balochistan, targeting 7 major cities, including provincial capital Quetta as well. Heavy exchanges of gunfire and explosions have been reported, with multiple security personnel killed. Quetta city is in a critical situation. In fact, all hospitals are on emergency alert. The Baloch Liberation Army has entered multiple cities, seizing parts of Quetta and the eastern bypass, leaving 8 personnel dead. Clashes continue in Dalbandin, Kalat, Gwadar and Pasni, as security forces are already battling heavily armed BLA fighters.
The BLA claimed, or the Balochistan Liberation Army claimed responsibility for these attacks, and they called it Operation Herof Phase 2. Now, the Pakistani military, in lockstep with the Pakistani administration, and it's important to note here that the Pakistani administration is actually an impotent vassal of the Pakistani military. It is common knowledge that a prime minister in Pakistan is not appointed to the position of prime minister unless he or she has the blessings of the military. So it is often said that Pakistan is a military with a country as opposed to a country with a military. The Pakistani administration, along with the military, have been oppressing the people of Balochistan since the days of partition. During the partition of India, Balochistan was given to understand that it would remain independent, and it then subsequently in 1947 declared its independence, hoisting its own national flag. However, the Pakistanis betrayed them and annexed the territory of Balochistan. Since then, the Pakistani military has been complicit in acts of terror against the people of Balochistan. People have gone missing, civilians have gone missing, they've been murdered, tortured, assaulted, sexually assaulted. Women have been, physically and sexually assaulted. Balochistan is a province that is rich in gas, minerals, gold, and you find that a lot of these are extracted. However, the people of Balochistan never seem to gain from the extraction of these resources. The funds always seem to be diverted to other parts of Pakistan and not to them. So they are continuously kept in abject poverty. The BLA announced that during these operations, there were lots of female fighters who took part in these operations. Balochistan is an important province within Pakistan, primarily because of the natural resources that can be found there, but also it plays a pivotal role in the Chinese BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, that moves through the CPEC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. There have been numerous incidents where the BLA have targeted Chinese infrastructure and Chinese employees working in Balochistan on the BRI projects. Because what the Chinese do is they invest in a country where the Belt and Road Initiative is meant to pass through, and they promise, they give generous loans, and they promise lots of development to the host country. However, they bring in their own labor, their own material, and it's a fully run Chinese operation with the locals standing by, just watching what's going on. So there's not much by way of employment for the locals, and certainly they don't get to share in the rewards of whatever is being extracted from their lands. I'm just going to read a little snippet from the BLA's news statement that they put out. The BLA alleged that 84 personnel belonging to the Pakistani military, police, intelligence agencies and counter-terrorism units were killed during the operation, with dozens more wounded and 18 taken captive. It is further claimed that more than 30 government properties, including offices, banks and prisons, were seized or destroyed, and that over 20 vehicles were set ablaze. The statement also said that the BLA fighters had taken control of certain posts and installations during intense clashes.
Since morning there have been explosions, one after another. When we try to go to the hospital, the police point guns at us and say go back, otherwise they'll kill us.
The situation in Quetta is very bad, and panic and fear have spread throughout the city. There are intermittent sounds of firing and explosions happening all over the place.
Now, the obvious response regarding this attack, and I can guarantee you that in future attacks that are going to take place, because there will certainly be future attacks, when you oppress a people and they're going to respond, and this was the response of the Baloch. So there is going to be more of these types of responses. However, the Pakistani government, along with its all empowering and all controlling Pakistani military, will always go to blame the Indian government for what is going on in their country. Whenever something goes wrong in someone's life, it's easier to look out and blame someone else rather than look within to address the issues and the faults that lie at hand. So, when the Pakistani administration, the ruling class in Pakistan are stealing the wealth from their people and they're keeping their people in abject poverty, then in order for them to justify that, they need to incite the nation. And you do that in a few ways. You always need a boogeyman. In this case, for the Pakistanis, it's India. Now, Pakistan is known as the terror hub of the world. It's the one place in the world that churns out terrorists like nowhere else on the planet. So, their greatest attribute is that they export terrorism to the rest of the world. And it's sad because they do it at the expense of their people. So, I just wanted to do a brief episode on what occurred on Saturday. And we'll keep an eye on this because the Baloch are determined to secure an independent Balochistan in the near future, and at the rate at which the Pakistani military and the Pakistani administration is behaving, I think it's only a matter of time before they experience another implosion like the one they experienced in 1971. So thank you for taking your time with us on this episode, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, as it helps us with the algorithm and it helps our channel to grow.